Hello. Now that you have access to our scheduling portal, we're going to go over how to schedule an appointment, and we'll try to make this quick. So here you'll see you have access to a couple tabs. These are the tabs that you're most likely going to live in, which is the dashboard. You can see the list of the appointments that we have scheduled, and then you'll also see the logs of the on-demand calls. Appointments is the tab where you're probably going to live the most, which is where you're going to create appointments. We're going to click on create appointment, and we're going to go ahead and fill in all the information needed. So the requester, the contact, the subject will just act like this is an outreach event. We're going to put the description, anything that will be useful. We would ask that you add in the description. Communication type, if you want it on site, or if you need an on-site simultaneous interpreter, or a third-party platform. Third-party would include over the phone or virtual. We're going to act like this is a simultaneous interpretation. So for the language, we're going to select Spanish. If this was a third-party, a virtual, we would add the link here and or the phone number. If there's a preference in the gender, this is where you would select it. If this is a consumer, a client direct service, you could add their information here. In this case, it's not, so we're going to clear it. So let's go ahead and add the address. You can save addresses on your account. You can type in here an address and then select it as a saved to your account, and then you'll have a drop down. So here we're going to put downtown library as an example. That was one of the drop downs. We're going to select the date and time. We're going to select the 24th of April. This is going to be an outreach event. We're going to have an interpreter that's going to do simultaneous. We want them to show up at 12:30 for an event at 1 o'clock, just to make sure they're there. We can go over what this event will be. We can have a walkthrough, whatever that may be. We're going to have them there for 2 hours. There's a need of more interpreters than one. This is where you would add it. Notes for PM is notes for the project manager, in other words, our scheduler. So this is notes that interpreter does not have access to seeing. So make sure that if you want the interpreter to have access to this, that you add it under description. So now that we have filled out our appointment form, we're going to go ahead and save it. So now this appointment has been scheduled. This is what it looks like. We can go into further detail on the appointment. We can see the date, time, the subject, title. And so we are able to see that information. So right now it's marked as a new. This is a new appointment. So what does that look like? So that means that as a client, you have submitted your need. Now English to Spanish is going to go ahead and broadcast it, is the term we use. In other words, send it to our interpreters for them to take a look and see if they're available, look at the address, check their calendars. And so here, once we broadcast it, it's going to show as yellow. We do color coordinate our calendar. So once they're looking at their calendars, they might be in an appointment. So it might take a couple minutes, hours, or even days if it's very far out. So now that it's broadcasted, we're able to see the activity in its date and time stamped. We're able to upload documents here. We can edit the appointment if we forgot to add something. We could add notes that go to the scheduling team. We could cancel, and we can also clone this appointment. We would clone it and it would populate everything with the exception of the date and time, and we would just update that. So let's say it has been broadcasted and an interpreter was like, oh, I can take that appointment. So they got scheduled, they got confirmed that they're going to go ahead and schedule this or take this appointment. So now it's showing green as scheduled, and now we have access to see who this interpreter is. In this case, it's Elizabeth. So we're able to see where she's coming from, approximately 5 miles from here. So that's not too far. And we're able to see also on our calendar view. So we can see it on, we said it was going to be August the 24th. We can see it in a weekly calendar view, and we'll see it green. We can also see it in a tabular view, like a list. We can also see it today or per day, per week, or per month. It really is up to us. And we're able to go ahead. Let's say we want to cancel. We're like, oh, this event got canceled due to smoke. So we're going to go in here, click on the three dots, hit cancel. Does ask, are you sure? And we want to say yes. We're going to put not necessary now, due to smoke. So now that we have canceled this appointment, we're going to hit submit. And so this does, again, change the color. It's more of a burnt orange that you're going to be seeing as the canceled color. It will show here on my screen in just a second. And so once it has been canceled, you will still have access to seeing it, but it's still showing as a canceled appointment. There it is. So it is canceled, more of a burnt orange. And so we are able to see that. And if you wanted to see such as the dashboard where you can see all the appointments on a list that have been scheduled, you're able to see that, as well as the logs of on-demand calls. If you have further questions, feel free to send us an email to our scheduling team. Our email is scheduling@english2spanish.com. You can go to our website, which is English to Spanish. You'll find all our contact information here. Feel free to call, text us, or email us for any further information or questions. Thank you so much.